was as prepared for that tennis match as well as I knew how to be. I'd been reading positive thinking books. I'd memorized my mother's needlepoint on the kitchen wall that said, "You can if you think you can." I held a positive mental image and kept repeating over and over in my head all of the different aspects of my tennis swing so that I wouldn't mess up. I was ready. I hit a hard serve and was surprised and disappointed to see the ball go right into the net. What did I do wrong? Hi, my name's Inga Chamberlain, and I'm a behavioral therapist that's board certified in both clinical and medical hypnotherapy. Years later, after I'd become a behavioral therapist working with athletes, I knew what I'd done wrong at that high school match so long ago. As a high school and college student, I'd spent my spare time on the tennis court. I took a lot of lessons and was taught by several good coaches, and yet I never moved beyond a certain performance level. One of the problems that I had in those days was overthinking. As soon as I stepped up to the baseline to serve, I allowed negative thoughts to flood my brain, and I overthought the mechanical components of my swing, even though I already knew how to swing the racket. I wanted to ensure my success, so I obsessed over this part of the game, and that's what caused my problems. When returning the ball from the ball machine, the times that no one was around to see me, I was unbeatable and winning all of my imaginary games. But when I was in a match, the pressure to excel had me tied up in knots. I was holding too much in my head, and I was filled with doubt. What if I hit it out? What if I double faulted? What if this? What if that? These thoughts are what causes the phenomenon known as choking. The definition of choking is underperforming because of anxiousness, fear, doubt, or stress. Is there a way to get past choking? Yes. As a matter of fact, there is, and it's been used for some time in sports at the very highest levels of competition. The cure is hypnosis. The Russians started with hypnosis 50 years ago, back in the 60s. They were almost unbeatable in those days, not only in gymnastics for Olympic competition, but in all sports. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, John Schmaltz, to name a few, and many, many other top competitors have relied on hypnosis to avoid choking. How does hypnosis enable one to avoid this? Unknowingly, I had overloaded my mind's very short-term memory. This very short-term memory is known as the phonological loop, and it can only hold 8 to 9 things at a time. If the RAM memory on your computer gets overloaded, your computer will crash. If your very short-term memory or phonological loop gets overloaded, it will crash. Only we call it choking. Your short-term memory should be thinking about ball placement and game strategy, not how to hit the ball. If one adds in all of the aspects of the swing and hitting the ball plus ball placement and game strategy, you'll overload your very short-term memory and you will choke. Choking means not playing up to your physical and mental capabilities. Hypnosis will enable you to perform the learned mechanical parts of tennis on autopilot using the basal ganglia and the motor cortex. The auditory and visual systems are able to take a shortcut this way, saving 1 to 2 seconds. That 1 to 2 seconds will allow you to consistently react faster than your opponents. Conscious, deliberate decisions are much slower as they must take a longer pathway. The auditory visual signals must first go to the thalamus, which is your brain's relay station. Then the data proceeds to the cortex to be processed and finally sent on to the frontal cortex to be executed. Wow. Doesn't make much sense for those signals to take the long way around, does it? One can see that there's a real bonus for executing the learned mechanical parts of the game with your mind on autopilot. All tennis players improve their game after working with me. In playing a match, hypnosis will enable the tennis player to focus on where they want to place the ball instead of the swing itself. So whether you're a touring professional, play in the different levels of Alta, or if you're a beginner, trust me, the game is an awful lot more fun if you're winning. If you'd like to really enjoy playing the game of tennis, give me a call. My name's Inga Chamberlain, and I invite you to call me to set up an appointment for your complimentary consultation.